The only difference is now I have to use my readers, which I didn't bring.
We're gonna give you that.
The Daily News. Are we live? Let's call the Materials Management and Planning Committee to order. Approval of minutes of, do you want to take attendance? Okay. Have already or you need? Okay. Approval of the minutes of July 1, 2026 would be in order.
So moved.
Motion to approve.
I have approved. Second.
All right, motion and support discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries. Reports. Materials Management Finance Report.
Sorry, I didn't have my mic on. It's included in your packet. We have spent 16,000 of our 47,000 for the year so far, and that's going to ramp up here in the back half of the year as we are starting to get our invoices from our consultant for the finalizing the plan, and we are going to be spending some money on signage for the drop-off locations and possible dumpster wraps and that sort of thing that are in the budget. So we are on track. We'll probably come in under budget just because of the Blissfield dropping out half the year, but that gives us some freedom around Christmas time to add more pickups when it's busy. So.
Recycling and hauling reports.
These had some missing spots because some people didn't report this month, but I am happy to report that even with the missing reports, we are still trending to be 1,000 tons lower than last year at this time in our waste, which is a really nice number to have. And a lot of the recycling spots were up over last month. R&M, which is our big scrap metal, did not report this month. So that's why the percentage rate is lower. He usually reports 2 or 3 months at a time because he travels a lot. He's on the road. So I'll get a big dump of info. So that's why that number's lower.
Program Coordinators Report.
All right. Our top posts this month were about recycling plastic planter pots for our gardeners. Once again, where to take bulk trash items. My new favorite thing is people have started commenting on those saying, I'll come haul it away, call me. And I'll go, you need a license. And I'll do the link to the license. So sometimes they're self-reporting them themselves for not being licensed waste haulers. So that has a double benefit because it's telling people where to dump and also we're catching some of the people that are not licensed. And Plastic Free July, we did a series of posts on that. Quinn did a blog on it, and we also did several social media posts, and the most popular one was the hottest summer fashion trend is your reusable water bottle. And this week we are posting a back to school sustainable blog. We're going to really promote the going to your thrift and secondhand shops and really going into looking at what you have last year and you can reuse. Like there's a big push to spend this time of year, but a lot of those supplies are evergreen and you don't need a new pencil box every year and a new backpack every year, but that's kind of the push in cultures that you need new every year. So we're going to push back on that a little bit. We were at the Lenawee County Fair, the health department as a whole. So we had some materials there from materials management. The how to I dispose of flyers were very popular. A lot of people took those. And once again, the fridge stickers and how to organize your refrigerators we're the most popular thing on the table. So that was fun to watch. And I did talk up the Peels app. I was there 2 of the days of the fair. So I got to talk to people about the Peels app in person. So it was nice. Oh, go ahead.
No, they said the Children's Day, I think, was almost like a record day. I think it was exceptionally busy there
Yeah.
for some reason that day.
I was there in the evening that day, yeah. And there is a battery recycling grant, out from Eagle right now. I shared that information with Battery Wholesale and Adrian. So hopefully they can use it. And we also applied for a grant from the Recycling Coalition, to help pay for educational materials. We got that last year. I don't know if you remember, we had all those free mailers that went out. And that was a really, good help for the county. So I applied again. We'll see if we get it or not. Looks like this is someone else.
Questions on any of the reports from the committee? Not existing business is next up, recycle pilot.
So for those that were not here last month, we did approve the round 2 of the pilot. We opted to go with a little bit of a different option than we'd have been using. The original plan was to go to 5 sites with the LRS program, but they decided instead to keep 3 sites with LRS and then do a rotating 2 weekend with Stevens where they have the trailer that they can bring out for a weekend just in the more southern part of the county because that's closer to Stevens. And so that'll be more inexpensive because of the location. So I am currently working on the intergovernmental agreements to continue with the existing cities, trying to find that third spot that keeps being elusive for the more northern part of the county, and then finding a location for the weekend spot. So I'm working on that right now. And we also are going to have an additional drop-off site during the holiday, additional pickups during the holiday season at the LRF location. That was what was approved as well.
Questions? Organics pilot update.
This one I'm so very excited to share. I'm gonna have Jen and Quinn put up our map. We hit our goal. We wanted to have at least 20 people sign up to collect food scraps, and we have 21. Some are out a little outside the county, but I'm still counting them because if you zoom out, Jen and Quinn, if you could do that, there is our hard work right there. We're the only place in the region that is utilizing this app. Except Chicago and then one place down there in Columbus. So, the app is people sign up, they put in their very personal, like what they can accept. So if they have chickens that can eat certain things, they'll put that in there. Or if there's the organics, the guy that's doing an organic farm and can only accept organic material. He is very detailed on his thing of what he can accept. And so now that we've hit our goal, Jen, our fabulous communications expert over there, is now switching the messaging to, do you have food scraps? We have all these different sites you can go on and find where to take them. So our messaging for the past 2 months has been, do you need food scraps or can you grow your compost pile? So now that we have places where people can take them, our new message is going to be, hey, do you have food scraps? Here's where you can take them. So Lenawee County has a really great position that we can set an example, and our consultant even said that this should be presented at the conference next year because it's a good solution for places that don't have the money to invest in an organics program, but it's very community driven. So it's very exciting that people are, and everyone I talk to about it organically thinks it's amazing, and they have, and I've actually used it. I brought my scraps to someone and it was very wonderful. So
Questions on organics update?
I do have one more part of the update as well. We had approved the sub grants, and so one of my goals this fall is to work on the applications for the sub grants to get them to administration so they can go through legal and make sure we have all of our ducks in a row before, because we are accountable for the money and how it's spent. So we have to make sure, we're distributing it legally. So that will be my goal, and I should have that for you sometime this fall.
Administrator Murphy.
I just want to comment on the organics pilot update. I want to say kudos to you for all the work that you did.
Thank you.
Pulling up that map and showing that Lenawee County is the only county apparently in the state of Michigan that's taking this project on. I really think that goes to the work that you're doing in this program. And I think it's important, and I agree that our communications and marketing person will be able to get that word out there. But I also really liked the map that came up, because you could click on each of the locations and find out what they do accept and what they do not accept. And that just was very quick, informational. And if that becomes available to our residents, it's a quick, easy tool for them to figure out how to get rid of some of those organic products. And I think that in a year from now, I'd really like to see where we end up and where this program is going. And hopefully we can set that example for the rest of the state. So good job.
Thank you. I'm very excited about it. Every time I count every day, I go on there and count.
Any other questions or comments? New business, MMP rough draft review and discussion.
Well, I had intended to have the rough draft for all of you today to review, but I didn't get it back from our consultant in time that I felt that you would have adequate time to review it before the meeting. In their defense, they sent it through like 3 compliance people and grammar, it went through several people on their part, because they definitely wanted to make sure everything on the up and up. So I finally got it back on Monday, and I went through and made all my edits and sent it back to them. We did have a meeting on Monday as well, and we established some tight deadlines so that I can have it for you next meeting when I need their parts back from them by, so I can make final tweaks so that I can get it in the packet at least 2 weeks before the meeting, because I would like to vote on it at the next meeting, but we do have a couple of months of leeway if you guys have changes that you want to make. But I hope that if I can get it to you 2 weeks in advance, you can review it, decide how you feel about it. Most of it is stuff we already voted on. We had to clear some of the language for compliance and add things in that Eagle would like. Our consultant is doing this with 2 other counties that are at different phases of the process. We are in a race with St. Clair County, though, to be the first to get our MMP passed. So I don't know. We'll see how we are on it, but so that's where it is. It got sent off to them today. I am gonna write an additional ordinance to go with the plan so we can put it all through to the Board of Commissioners at the same time. So that is my goal for next week. So as it stands right now, we will be having our review and vote next month. The reason that the dates and timelines are so important is because it kicks in some state regulated timeline on public approval and meetings. And I had to go in and look at our meeting schedule, the Board of Commissioners meeting schedule, because there are certain days in which things have to proceed. So yes, that is where we are in the draft. But I feel as if I'm a person who has been working on a research paper for 3 years and finally turned in a draft, and we're almost there. I'm very excited. So next month will be the big month. So I hope all of you can plan to be here, because we have to have a majority vote to pass it.
Questions? Kind of hit on the timeline, but you want to expand upon that any?
Yeah, so I went ahead and included in your packet. Like I said, I went through all of our meeting dates and the Board of Commissioner dates. Our notice of intent went out on July 3rd, 2024. It's hard to believe that that was 2 years ago when we started this thing, but there we are. So our deadline to have this finally submitted will be July 3rd of 2027. And that seems like a long time from now, but there are lots of steps that legally have to happen between then and there. So this is all based on if we approve it next month. So we have our meeting on the 2nd, and that then, if I publish it that day on the website and put out public notices, we have 60 days of public comment that begins. And I will also send a 30-day notice of a public hearing. I did get approval from Eagle and our consultant that the public hearing can be included in our MMP, our regular meeting. So we'll have to put it on our agenda, put out the public notice for the October 7th meeting. So I have to just make sure to get the public notice out before then. And then at the meeting, I will revise drafts based on public comment. And then on November 4th, that will be when you can, that is over 60 days past the September 2nd, you can approve the final draft. And then we'll send it to the Board of Commissioners. I gave it a whole month because I don't know how many committees they need to send it through. If they want to, send it to legal, or if they want to, do it or put it in their committee before it goes to the Board of Commissioners. So that's why I gave it time to, it could go right into Board of Commissioners meeting, or it could have to go a month. So that's why I gave that much time. And then once that is approved, I will send it to the municipalities to review, and they have 120 days to review the MMP or reject it. And we need 67% of those who respond. So we don't need 67% of all municipalities, just 67% of those who respond to approve it. And then once that goes through, we'll submit the plan to Eagle. And Eagle has said allegedly that they are going to review all MMPs just to give us comments during the public comment portion of it. Whether or not that happens, I do not know. So while we are in a race to be number one, I kind of am hoping we're number two so that we can see from another county what the precedent is here. So that's where we are in the process. And it says in the language, at any point after if the Board of Commissioners doesn't approve, then Eagle has to write the plan. If the municipality doesn't approve, then Eagle has to write the plan. So once you guys approve it, it's out of our hands. But the point the consultant make is that Eagle does not want to write the plan, so they're gonna push us back and make us change it at any phase of this. And our goal is to not have to go to our municipalities twice. So that is the timeline. With this timeline, in order to stay within state law, we will still have a month or two kind of cushion if you guys send edits or the Board of Commissioners sends edits. So we do have to still meet the goal of that July 2027 date. However, just for Eagle, I would like if we could stay ahead of the schedule. They did say they will give an extension to anybody who requests it, but I would like us not to request it and get this behind us so we can just put the plan into action and get to work on serving the county. So any questions or comments on that?
Very thorough, thank you. Public comment is what we have next on the agenda. Do we have any public comment for the Materials Management Planning Commission? Yeah, otherwise a motion to adjourn would be in order.
Make a motion, we adjourn?